Good morning and welcome to the news at 7. I am David Okwasile. The headlines this morning. Governor Obiano reassures on payment of new national minimum wage. ABGA members urged to sustain to consolidate on successes recorded. Kaduna government imposes curfew on troubled areas following attacks. US-backed Syrian Democratic Forces predict ISIL's last fight. Governor William Obiano of Anambra State has directed members of his administration to face their responsibilities with great vigor and dedication as the election is now over. In a memo to Executive Council members, Governor Obiano, whose All Progressives Grand Alliance won 24 out of the 30 seats in the State House of Assembly contest last Saturday, stated that as they were all involved in the electioneering campaign and gave the House of Assembly election their best support, the time has come for them to work harder for the people of the state who expect so much from the government. He explained that the way to reciprocate the people's solidarity is for government officials to always bear in mind the immortal words of Chief Obafemi Awolowo that the greatest legacy a leader can give to his or her people is to etch the name in the minds and hearts of the people. The governor reminded them that the most immediate challenge before them is to become the first state to pay the new minimum wage once the appropriate bill is signed into law, noting that the new national minimum wage will increase the state monthly bill by 1.4 billion naira. According to Obiano, the amount is quite significant for a state which receives a modest amount monthly from the federation account, while monthly internal generated stands at 1.4 billion naira, which he noted is not good enough for a state like Anambra, which is now the fourth largest economy of all the 36 states in Nigeria plus the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja. Governor Obiano revealed that the government has been working on a 50-year strategic plan which will see the state become the Hong Kong of Africa, developed, disciplined and competitive in both manufacturing and the services sector. The governor urged them not to see people in other parties as their political opponent, but rather see them as brothers and sisters who are contributing in their ways to the rapid growth of the state. The Director of Media and Communications Southeast Governors Forum, Chief Mike Oda, says the aim of setting up the body is to fast-track regional integration and development in the area. He spoke on ABS Radio Audience Participatory Program, Nzuka Anambra and Oka. We have details.
According to Chief Uda, the Southeast Governors Forum has concluded plans to construct a ring road that will connect all the 5 states in the Southeast for enhanced transportation and business transactions. He said that the ring road on completion will comprise a rail line and free export processing zone.
To link the Southeast so that there will be a ring road, for instance, that will cut across Abia, Anambra, Imo, Ebonyi, Enugu, so that if you want to travel by road, for instance, you can crisscross all these states. There is a rail system to take you around too. Then that area will become a free export zone where things are sold at relatively cheaper prices. There will be power there and a whole lot of other things, including storage facilities.
On electricity, Chief Uda, who is a former Chief Press Secretary to former Governor Peter Obi, disclosed that the Southeast Governors Forum is in close contact with a one-time Minister of Power and Energy, Professor Bartholomew Nnaji, on ways of ensuring regular power supply in the Southeast to boost businesses and enhance the living standards of the people. Chief Uda, who said that though all the governors of the Southeast belong to different political parties, they have the interest of Ndigbo at heart. He charged Ndigbo to desist from being indifferent to the programs and policies of the government, especially the electoral process. On the plans by the leadership of Alaba International Market, Lagos, under the leadership of Evangelist Paulinus Ugochukwu, to bring down part of the market to Anambra State, Chief Uda, who described the move as a welcome development, promised that Southeast Governors Forum will support the initiative, which he noted will create jobs and boost the economic base of the area the more.
When the Southeast is developed, the people of the Southeast will be developed. So that question does not arise. We want to integrate the people of the Southeast. When we are talking about economic integration, when we are talking about social development, when we are talking about infrastructural emancipation, we are talking about people. We are not talking about land. We are not talking about grasses in the Southeast. So ultimately, it is about the people of the Southeast. That is what we are interested in.
The Anambra have been commended for their responsible and mature conduct throughout the general elections. Speaking to journalists in Awka, the Anambra State President of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Chief Damian Okekogene, also lauded the electorate for their sense of patriotism in carrying out their civic responsibilities. Paul Ezoke filed the report.
Chief Okekogene noted that despite the fact that many political parties contested the elections in the state, Anambra remained peaceful and stable throughout the exercise, unlike what was obtained in most other states where violence and lawlessness prevailed. He urged those who won and those who lost in the elections to put the entire exercise behind them and look ahead on how they could collectively advance the cause of the state. The Ohanaeze president cautioned against hate speech and provocative statements that could undermine the unity and progress of the state, reminding them that political parties are only vehicles to attain the destination of achieving the state agenda. He assured that Ohanaeze Ndigbo will sustain efforts towards promoting understanding and harmony among political parties and politicians. Chief Okekogene urged those elected to work towards attracting development to their constituencies and the state to complement efforts of Governor Willie Obiano to accelerate development across the state.
We want a peaceful state. We want this state for all hands to be on deck to see that our state develops. Don't know good whether you are contesting in Party B or Party C. I look at party as a vehicle to the destination. If you have an opportunity to enter a vehicle that will take you to destination, the destination is generally to develop Anambra State.
Also speaking, an APGA chieftain in Nnobi, Dr. Mike Omenugha, said the victory of APGA in the state assembly elections would ensure stability, peace and progress in the governance of the state, as the governor and the lawmakers will be on the same page on issues affecting the state. Dr. Omenugha noted that the state resources will be fully expended on the development of human and physical infrastructure of the state, instead of fighting unnecessary political and legal battles. In Awka, Paul Ezoke, ABS News.
The Kaduna State government has imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew in Kajuru local government area of the state, where there has been a series of attacks recently. A statement by the spokesman of the state government, Samuel Aruwan, says security assessments have necessitated the imposition of a dusk-to-dawn curfew in all parts of Kajuru local government area effective from yesterday. According to Mr. Aruwan, the dusk-to-dawn curfew is also extended to Kujama and Maraban Rido, which are located in Chikun local government area. It further states that the curfew in the affected areas will be from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily until further notice. The government has also directed security agencies to ensure strict enforcement of the curfew and further appealed to all residents and communities in the affected areas to bear with inconveniences. And on business, the Nigerian Stock Exchange NSE and Meristem Securities Limited are collaborating to launch two new style indices, the NSE Meristem Growth Index and NSE Meristem Value Index. These indices will be available real-time on the NSE's website from tomorrow. The style indices were designed in response to demand for customized indices to support product development and investment management. The style indices will provide a benchmark for the market to gauge the performance of value stocks and growth stocks listed on the exchange, and will also offer investors the opportunity to make investments in products that truly match their investment styles and objectives. On the foreign scene, the U.S.-backed Syrian Democratic Forces SDF said the battle was as good as over, and the Islamic State of Iraq and Levant ISIL or ISIS face imminent defeat. Smoke billowed past burning buildings, lit orange by flares and raging fires, as tracer fire pounded the enclave amid the sound of constant shooting and blasts. Alicha, an SDF commander, said his force and coalition pummeled the enclave at night to flush out the fighters. The enclave is the last shred of territory held by ISIL soldiers who have been driven from roughly one-third of Iraq and Syria over the past 4 years. Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki has said that the state government would explore more sporting centers across the state as venues for sporting activities during the 2020 National Sports Festival to be hosted by the state. Obaseki disclosed this while on an inspection of remodeling work at the Government Science and Technical College, GSTC, formerly known as Benin Technical College in Benin City. This is coming as the National Council on Sports is holding a week-long extraordinary meeting in Benin City, the first since Edo State was given the hosting right for the 2020 National Sports Festival. Other issues expected to be discussed include the proposed date for the 20th National Sports Festival and the inspection of facilities. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. You can like us at www.facebook.com/ABSRadioTelevision. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. All right, Governor, before we go on the news, the main points again. Governor Obiano has reassured on payment of new national minimum wage. APGA members have been urged to sustain unity to consolidate on successes recorded. Kaduna government has imposed curfew on troubled areas following attacks. US-backed Syrian Democratic Forces predict ISIL's last fight. And that is the news this morning. I am David Okwasile. Stay with us as Good Morning Anambra continues right after now.